Hey everybody, so we are now back for part 2 of what it means to really put yourself out there as a woman. And of course, it isn't just women who may benefit from this video, it's also the men too. So men, don't be afraid to watch, don't be afraid to share, okay? Part 1 was basically talking about the mindset part that has to be shifted, okay? You can't always put yourself out there with the same way of thinking because there could be problems with that. There could be closed-mindedness, there could be unresolved fear and trauma, there could be some issues that are creating blocks as to why your relationships are not progressing or taking off in the way that you would want them to. This part is actually about the logistics. How do we actually put ourselves out there? Okay? So, one of the first things a woman has to know about putting yourself out there is that it's not always about going to specific places as much as it is a readiness and a willingness to meet new people. Okay? What I have observed with women in our culture, Bahamian women tend to focus solely on what their agenda is and nothing more. So if she got to go to Lowe's, she going to Lowe's for what she want. Her head is down, she's not focusing on too much other people, she's here to get this thing and then she leave it. If it's to go and deal with some bank transactions, she goes into the bank, she keeps to herself until she leaves and she's done, and then she goes home. Being out and about doesn't necessarily mean that you have a willingness to meet new people. In fact, some of us don't even realize that we are repelling people from even walking up to us and approaching us. Our heads are always buried in our phone when we're out. We don't know what it is to engage with people, to make commentary on things that we're seeing and things that we're hearing. Because if you lift your head up and you focus on things outside of your agenda, you will realize that you have a lot of opportunities to have conversations and dialogues with people. Now, what you'll realize here is I'm not talking about finding the one. I'm talking about having genuine experiences with both men and women. Having a conversation with the person in front of you in the line. Having a conversation with the lady at the cash register. Not being afraid to ask the person on the side of you in the deodorant aisle, hey, you ever used this before? What you think about it? And I know sometimes it can sound like we're being cringy and awkward, but there's a lot of opportunities to connect with people. And I feel like because of past unresolved trauma, could be COVID-19, we have lost the ability to be human, to connect with one another, to allow organic chemistry to take place. And so it's not about specific places as much as it is about an openness and a willingness to meet new people. You have to ask yourself, ladies, am I in a mental space, in an emotional space, in a physical and spiritual space to meet new people? Okay? The other thing you have to remember is that putting yourself out there is not only about going to singles events, okay? Some of y'all who are watching this video right now, the only time y'all put yourself out there is when the church is putting on a single event, right? A Bahamas Harvest, a Mount Tabor, a Church of God of Prophecy, a Rock, a Church of God Full Stop, whatever church you go to, right? You got to understand putting yourself out there is not only about singles events, okay? Putting yourself out there is about maintaining this openness. Wherever you go, you could meet someone in Wendy's, you could meet someone at UB, you could meet someone at the gym, you could meet someone going to pay your overdue bill at BTC, you could meet someone in Popeyes, right? It's not necessarily where you go as much as it is about the mentality and the openness that you bring to the spaces that you go to, okay? But with that being said, if the only place you go is work, church, and home, you need to understand that you are not doing enough to actually be found. You are not doing enough to participate in life as a human being. You are expecting that your familiarity should not be an obstacle to developing a healthy relationship. But some of y'all live lives like hermits. People don't even know that y'all exist. And I'm not saying that you have to do things that you're uncomfortable with. I'm saying that if you're interested in a relationship, sometimes you have to look critically at what is familiar to you and realize that maybe I'm just not doing enough. Maybe the things that I am doing is sending a message to the people out there that I'm not ready and available for relationship. We gotta get better at seeing just beyond our level of comfort, okay? And this now ultimately means you have to assess your risk capacity, okay? Are you taking enough risks in the areas that you need to be developing so that you can develop the kind of relationship you say you want? Okay? You can't just love the idea of what it means to meet people, of what it means to connect with people. You have to literally align yourself with what it is you say you want. Okay? So let's say you want a foreigner. Are you shopping in the places where foreigners shop? Because I can tell you, they ain't in Yamacraw. They're not in Seabreeze. They're not at Prince Charles. They're at Old Fort Bay. Are you connecting with people in the circles that are going to help you get closer to what it is you want? Are you hanging out in the spaces that can connect you to the places where you want to be? Because it's not necessarily just about going to a certain place. You never know what networking can translate into for you. Okay? Sometimes you can meet a person on Friday and that gives you an in to something next week, Wednesday. You can meet someone on Sunday, but because you were connecting with them, that gave you an in to an event on Saturday. You got to stop looking so one-dimensionally at just this moment. And sometimes you have to see how this moment may be connected to other moments. Okay? And so unfortunately, ladies, there's just not one place where good men are hanging out. There's just not one place where you can go to meet men. You got to understand that because we live in an island nation, it's more so about your emotional disposition and your readiness. Okay? Make sure that you are aligning yourself with what it is you say you want. And if you're not aligning yourself with what it is you say you want, you need to reevaluate if you really want that thing. Okay? So thank you all for coming with me on this journey, this 2-part series on what it means to put yourself out there as a woman. I hope that y'all enjoyed this and I hope that y'all have loved this. Always open to your comments and feedback. And so please feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about this, all right? Y'all take care.